Hi, Chris here. In this video I want to talk about the reptilians. And the reptilians are a particular race of species or extraterrestrial that are holding the control and power over this planet. And they kind of see us as lower density beings that they can have a hold on us and use us essentially like lab rats, like what we do in our experiments when we're testing stuff. They use us as their experiments and source of entertainment. They manipulate us on so many levels within our energy body, within our chakra body, within our DNA, just to see and learn from us. Because us human beings are unique, just with especially our DNA and our genetic lineage, as well as our potential that we have with manifestation through thought, which they can't do. So they are very interested in us, but they're also interested in many other planets that are within our galaxy, within our local star cluster, that have other beings that are kind of fourth dimensional beings or three-dimensional beings, which we are, and low density beings where they can kind of have control over us without us even knowing it, and essentially using us as a slave to the reptilians. Now, why this world is being governed and controlled by these particular extraterrestrials is the fact that they feed off low vibrational energy, such as fear, anger, despair, hatred, all these sorts of things, which are a big component of what essentially the way this world is. Like, for example, our mainstream media and mainstream everything is all based around these particular low vibrational emotions. Because as humans, another unique thing about humans is we're very, very emotional, and it's kind of being used against us when we're being controlled by these reptilians. Is because they're enticing these types of feelings and thoughts in us that are low vibrational, so they feed off that energy, which we call in the energy world loosh. And everything in our world is put in place to make us fearful, make us resent things, make us angry, and make us create despair within people. That's why we see such an epidemic of all these conditions such as anxiety and depression, because they are a disease that's manifested from all these low vibrational energies. And it's there to feed them, because we are slaves to create this energy which they feed off. So that's a big hint in regards to them being in control of our world, as well as many other planets that they try and govern. Obviously, we're going through this ascension process at the moment, and this ascension process is going to allow us to move out of 4D and go higher, which we're starting to. As part of the ascension process happening now, we're going to 5D and 7D. And as we become a more high-density being, then all of a sudden the reptilians won't be able to touch us anymore. We'll be able to radiate with just pure love all the time. We won't have these low vibrational feelings or emotions. They won't be prevalent anymore, and the reptilians will have to leave. Now, symptoms that people will feel, which probably is a good indication that they're being affected by reptilians, is just fatigue and tiredness. Also, thoughts and emotions and they just don't feel like that they're coming from themselves. It's just really strange. I've had many clients that come to me just telling me that they don't feel themselves. They're getting all these negative thoughts and ideation, whether it's within a dream state or whether they're sleeping, while they're astral traveling while they're sleeping, or even just when they are awake during the day. And quite often they'll have a reptilian playing on their feelings and their thoughts, also within their mind, within their sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight mechanism, which puts you into a state of despair and fear and anxiety and depression. And essentially we all have one. Like every person that comes to me at Truly Holistic here to get energy treatment and get energy healing, there'll always be a reptilian component. This might be a reptilian within those areas that I've just mentioned, or in the area where you're having a health concern, as well as reptilian hybrid components where they've put genetic material of their own into you, so therefore there are components of them within you, and usually it's in areas where the body, because remember the human body is a regenerating, repairing mechanism. The body knows how to repair itself, so it's just removing all the roadblocks that are in the way from the body doing its job properly. And quite often is these reptilians put components of them within you, and that part of the body won't repair and won't regenerate itself. For example, eczema. I've just had a client who's having a really bad problem with eczema and found that she had components of reptilian hybrid. So we had to clear all that out to allow that part of the body to start repairing itself again. Another thing I find is that part of their body or that they're having issues with is connected and plugged into Orion. If a client's got either a Draco, which is a type of reptilian, or a reptilian, there's many species or subspecies of reptilian. We kind of just lump it all into one, into reptilian, and is that they come from Orion. So what I do is I disconnect and unplug that part of the body, or the entire physical body, or what component that we are having an issue with the client, and all of a sudden you'll get clarity and you'll start to feel better. All of a sudden they won't be siphoning your energy off you, because that's what they're doing. They plug you into Orion so they can siphon the energy from you, okay, and keep you at a lower vibrational health or level of being, because that's what they're wanting to do. They don't want you to ascend into a high vibrational state, because that's making this progress of this ascension process a lot easier for all humanity, and that's the last thing they want. So they want us to keep our energy levels down. They want us to be a low density being, so therefore they can continue to use us as an energy source and a way of doing experiments on us and as entertainment. So when I had a particular client today as well, disconnect them from Orion and from the auditory system, and straight away they could feel the vibration happening within the auditory system and some clarity there, and that was quite a big reaction, or a big energy shift. Now, another example, as humanity, within the time matrix that we have, we must realize that within the universe and within space, time doesn't exist. So time is a construct that's been put into place to enslave humanity from the reptilians. And for example, when we've been talking about low vibrational energy and thoughts, such as fear and so on, as we've discussed in this video, for example, we have high vibrational thoughts, which is essentially unconditional love, okay, and service to others, which is love to other people. And this is what we need to do to break through and break out of this control of the reptilians and to create this ascension process, is service to others, okay? And this is just unconditional love to others, not judging anybody, just loving them for who they are, and that's service to others. So, for example, this time constraint that we have in place to enslave humanity, when I'm pretty sure everybody can understand this. Anybody that's been in love with anybody or had a moment where everything's felt right for them. You have that spark of enjoyment and love for this particular person. It doesn't have to be a person. It could be just something that happens in your life, or something that you just love more than anything else. Now, time doesn't exist at that time. Everything just drops away. And I can remember Einstein mentioning the fact that, time, that particular moment when you fall in love with somebody, time, it just doesn't exist anymore. You're having such a great time that time just flies. Okay, and we can, and then the opposite to that is when we're doing something that we don't enjoy, time just seems to take forever. The clock just ticks. It takes forever to get through this particular situation, compared to being in love, and time just flies because you're in the moment, you're present, and when you're present, time doesn't exist. So what I'm trying to say here is that when you remove all the low vibrational energy that the reptilians are putting in place for us, all of a sudden we are in a state where we have the constraint of time on us or upon us. But when we remove all the low vibrational energy and all those constraints that are keeping us in a low vibrational state, and we have pure unconditional love, then all of a sudden we break through the constraints that are put in place by the reptilians, and all of a sudden time doesn't exist anymore. Now, time is just a measure that are put in place to enslave us, like when we need to go to work, when do we need to do this. So I thought I'd just mention that example because it's a great example of when we are actually free from their control, that time doesn't exist and all the things that are put in place don't exist when we have unconditional love. Now, so I'm removing reptilians from clients every day, because not the fact that they've just attracted a reptilian, or that they've caught a reptilian, like we catch a cold. Reptilians are part of our existence, being here on Earth. Okay, they are everywhere. They are the holders, or the controllers of humanity on this planet, as well as many other hominids on other planets within our local star cluster in our galaxy. So we need to be aware that they are part of our awareness, and we need to do everything that we can do to be service to others, and to try and speed up this process of humanity to go through this ascension process, so we can break free and have unconditional love all the time, instead of being controlled within this matrix that I like to call, which is mainstream everything, that's trying to condition us down into a low vibrational state. We need to break through this. We need to be aware of what's causing this low vibration, such as the mainstream media and the news, and all these things that are being put in place to allow a low vibrational energy to occur, which is feeding the thing that is controlling us, which are reptilians and these entities and extraterrestrials that are not there to help us through this ascension process. So I thought I'd do a video about reptilians, because they're such a prevalent stressor within clients that I see within Truly Holistic. So if you're interested in booking an appointment with me so you can break free from the reptilians, to help with increased spirituality and also consciousness and your connection with your higher self, with true source, removing reptilian from your source self, so therefore you can be in control and consciousness and break through and break free from reptilians, to develop your own potential within your ascension process and your spirituality journey. Book an appointment at Truly Holistic, and we can remove those reptilians and all connections to reptilians. So yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel where there's more videos like this, so you can keep in touch with me with further updates, energy updates here at Truly Holistic. Thank you.